Our focus this morning is on Cyclone Nisarga and, of course, the impact it will have on Maharashtra as well as Gujarat. We're getting you the latest updates from the city of Mumbai. Mustafa Sheikh is joining us from the Gateway of India. We also have Saurabh Vakhtania, who's joining us live from Bandra. Before I go across to our reporters on the ground, let me just sum up for you the information that we have at hand. Remember, there's a red alert that's been sounded in Mumbai as it braces for its first ever cyclone in 129 years. Cyclone Nisarga is currently over the Arabian Sea and is about 215 kilometers south of Mumbai. The first high tide is expected to hit the city at around 10:15 a.m. So that's about 1 hour from now. And the second high tide for the day is expected in the night after 9:45 p.m. People living in low-lying areas, slums and shanties have been moved to safer locations. 8 NDRF teams have been deployed in the city. Section 144 has also been imposed in all beaches and parks to restrict the movement of people. 5 trains that were to depart from Mumbai, from the Mumbai terminal, have been rescheduled. Only 19 flights, which includes 11 departures and 8 arrivals, will be operating today. Mumbai, currently the worst affected by the coronavirus outbreak, with over 41,000 cases, is now also having to fight a cyclone.
The cyclone is going to hit near Mumbai at Alibag at around in the late afternoon after 2 o'clock. So before that, people wanted to finish off their work. You can see the BST buses ferrying the people who are working for the essential services. But largely Mumbai is calm. The hoardings are still at the place. The BMC had actually requested people to keep their belongings inside. But you can see that the hoardings are still there. The BMC must have not got time to remove all these hoardings. Some are loose because these are the first casualties when the winds start flowing. It is expected that in Mumbai, maybe from the afternoon, the Mumbai is going to face rain, the wind speed up to 100 km per hour to 120 km per hour. But looks like the Mumbai is gearing up. The worst is yet to come. But in the morning, it looks calm, windy, rainy, but the cyclone is yet to hit. With cameraman Samir Shanbag, Sahil Joshi in Mumbai for India Today.
Mustafa Sheikh is joining us live from Mumbai. So is Saurabh Vakhtania. Mustafa, to you first. You're getting us all the latest from the Gateway of India. We've just got information from the authorities of the timings of the high tide, and that's what you watch out for in Mumbai, because that's what leads to the waterlogging and the flooding in the city.
Well, yes, Akshita, slowly it looks like the things are building up. We see that the wind speed suddenly at Gateway of India has increased. There has been drizzling since morning in Mumbai. And yes, as you rightly said, that high tides are a cause of concern for Mumbaikars, but only if it starts raining heavily. As of now, it has, since morning at least, it's not raining heavily. After the rainfall which happened last night, no waterloggings were not reported. At Gateway of India, as Sahil was saying earlier for Mumbai, that things are calm as the cyclone is yet to hit. But Alibag, which is the eye of storm, is just a few kilometers away from this particular seashore of Gateway of India. So you can never take it easy till the time the storm has passed. We are hoping that things will go nicely and there will be less loss. But for a city like Mumbai, as you have been saying, 124 years, there has been no cyclone. So there are a lot of things which the kind of precautions which people don't take. Maybe it's the weak trees, maybe it's the advertisement of hoardings and things like that. So there are all things which can cause collateral damage if the wind really blows at the expected speed of 100 to 120 km per hour. So that is a major cause of concern for the city of Mumbai. Citizens are taking all the precautions at this point of time. We are hoping that things go off smoothly. Back to you.
What authorities can do at this stage is to prepare for the worst and hope that the effect of the cyclone is at its minimum. But as Mustafa is telling us, the wind speeds are slowly picking up in the city. Saurabh Vakhtania is also joining us this morning. He is getting us the latest updates from Bandra. Saurabh, a number of precautions that Mumbaikars are also taking. There have been several advisories that have been issued by the government because we're dealing with a cyclone at a time when Mumbai is the worst affected city by coronavirus.
Well, absolutely, Akshita. And for the moment, I would like to tell you that out of two high tides which are going to occur in Mumbai, the first is at 10:14, and it will be of around 4.28 meters. Now, it is not going to cause that much harm because this time we are seeing that rains are not that high. The second high tide, Akshita, is in the night at around 10 p.m. and that will be again of over 4 meter, and that will be the major cause of concern because in the evening there will be heavy to very heavy rains. Now look at this particular area. This is the actual Mumbai, and you can see how high-rises building are situated at the coastal area. You can see this is the whole area from Bandra to Worli. There is this Worli ceiling which is still open, and the traffic on the road you can see. So these are the high-rise building you can see on the coastal area, which is the major cause of concern, because when the wind will start blowing from around 100 and 120 kilometers per hour, this are going to on directly on those lines. Now there over you can see that is the fisherman colony at that particular site. That's the Mahimam Worli fisherman colony. All the boats are inside. Still over here where we are present, there are fishermen who are still trying to tie their boats properly. There are several bamboos and ropes have been put up so that the boats can be tied properly. Now another very important thing, Akshita, today after over 3 months of time, there was a relaxation been given by the government that people can actually come out and do their exercises, morning walk. So we are present at this Bandra Reclamation Promenade. This is very famous and very known for jogging. You can see there were few people in the morning. Still there are people who are actually out and doing some exercise over here. So in some time they will be leaving. I spoke to them sometime earlier. They said that for over 3 months they were inside, and today the permission was given. Therefore they are out. So the situation right now looks pretty much normal. It's like a normal monsoon day for Mumbai. The wind speed is not pretty much high, but as you can see, once the cyclone sets in by afternoon, when the wind speed will be very much high, and when those speeds directly that attacks this particular coastal areas of Mumbai, it will be very difficult time. The BMC on their part from 2 days are evacuating people from, if I speak about this particular Worli, Bandra, Khardhanda side, and also the Santa Cruz side, many of the residential who are staying very next to the coastal area in the hutments, they all are shifted to the schools and the community centers. So a very difficult time, a challenging time when the officials, the BMC and the police officials are already overburdened due to the COVID-19 duty for over 3 months, and this particular cyclone is going to hit very hard Mumbai. So a difficult time, but yes, all the necessary precautions have been done, and appeal to the Mumbaikars also that they should stay indoors and stay safe. This is only we are going to overcome this cyclone and COVID-19. Back to you,
We
Akshita.
can't afford to take anything for granted, essentially, Saurabh. Right now, the wind speeds, the wind may be calm at this point, but we have to keep in mind that the cyclone is still 200 kilometers away from the coast of Mumbai. And it's only in the afternoon that we're expecting the impact of the cyclone to be felt in Mumbai, which is why it is important for residents to stay indoors and not to venture out unless absolutely necessary. Let's also, of course, introduce our other reporter. We have Pankaj Upadhyay. He's joining us live from Palghar, another district which is expected to face the brunt of the cyclone. Before I come across to you, Pankaj, let's focus on what's expected in the state of Maharashtra. Remember, Cyclone Nisarga is expected to make landfall near Alibag in Maharashtra around noon. The cyclone is expected to pound Maharashtra coast with a maximum sustained wind speed of 120 kilometers per hour. It's about 155 kilometers south-southwest of Alibag. Mumbai is on red alert as it braces for its first ever cyclone in 129 years. Section 144 has been imposed in all beaches and parks to restrict movement of people. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has also appealed to people to not step out for 2 days, adding that the Army, Navy, Air Force and NDRF teams were on alert. Several people residing in coastal areas have been evacuated to safer locations. A total of 20 NDRF teams have been deployed across the state, while one team has been kept on standby.
आणि म्हणून आपल्याला सगळ्यांनाच सावध राहण्याची गरज आहे. मी आपल्याला विनंती करतोय की खास करून ग्रामीण भाग काय किंबहुना शहरी भाग काय, आपल्या घराच्या आजूबाजूला आपल्या ज्या काही गोष्टी अशाच इकडे तिकडे पडलेल्या असतील, सुट्या पडलेल्या असतील, त्या एकतर घरामध्ये आणून ठेवा किंवा जिथल्या तिथे व्यवस्थित बांधून ठेवा की जेणेकरून त्या वाऱ्याच्या प्रभावाने त्या उडणार नाहीत आणि इकडे तिकडे आणखीन कोणाला इजा करणार नाहीत, कुठे काही धोका होणार नाही.
All right, let's take this across to Pankaj Upadhyay. As I told you earlier, he is joining us live from Palghar in Maharashtra. Pankaj, one of the districts that where a red alert has been issued is also the district that you're standing in Palghar. What are the kind of preparations that you see on the ground now?
Good morning, Akshita. I'm in the Palghar district right now. It is in a state of alert. Here I'm in one of the villages. The name here is Satpati. Now the Satpati, this is the Satpati beach, and here the sea is roaring. A massive evacuation and preparation plans are underway by the NDRF and the other agency. Now it so happens there are mostly fishermen community in this village, and what I've been given to understand by the villagers here is that around 100 villagers who were residing in the low-lying areas, they have been shifted to higher up areas as well. Now a beautiful thing that has been done here by the agencies is that they have hired many volunteers from various schools and colleges, and they are providing their services. I have two young students with me. They are running community kitchen at this point of time. Akshita, there are around 100 villagers from this Satpati village who were residing in low-lying areas and have now been evacuated. आप लोग अपनी मदद कम्युनिटी किचन में किस तरीके से दे रहे हैं?
लगभग जब कोरोना आया था तभी हमने चालू किया था. 60 दिनों के बाद हमने बंद कर दिया था, लेकिन जब ये संकट आया तो इसको लड़ने के लिए हमने आज 100 लोगों के लिए जो इवैक्यूएट किए गए उनके लिए खाना बनाने जा रहे हैं. हमारा सातपाटी 11 कम्युनिटी किचन जो आज लगभग 62 डेज से चल रहा है वो ऐसे ही अविरत चलता रहेगा. ऐसा कहा जाता है मंजिलें तो उन्हीं को मिलती है जिनके सपनों में जान होती है. सिर्फ पंखों से कुछ नहीं होता दोस्तों, हौसलों से उड़ानी होती है.
That's so nicely put. आप भी मुझे बताइए आपके कितने वॉलंटियर्स हैं जो इस वक्त कम्युनिटी किचन में मदद कर रहे हैं?
लगभग 40 लोग मदद कर रहे हैं इस कम्युनिटी किचन में.
So as Akshita, as far as this village is concerned, there are 40 volunteers. Now let me tell you what I have been given to understand by the team of NDRF here. In Palghar, there are 2 teams of NDRF. And the NDRF officials are saying that there are around 45,000 people who are staying in kacha houses in the low-lying areas. And a massive evacuation plan is underway. And they are being moved to higher up areas. And various schools, colleges, temples and other ashrams are the places where these villagers are being put up. Now, the area which my camera person Raju Inamdar is showing you right now, this place till a few days back used to house many boats and other fishing equipments. But now these villagers have moved all the equipments from this very place as has been advised by the NDRF. I would again like to show you the sea is very rough at this point of time. The villagers are also anticipating that perhaps in 2 or 3 hours time the cyclonic activity could really start. But the good thing on ground zero that I am seeing right now is that all the preparations have been taken.
Okay.
All the villagers who are in the low-lying areas, they have been moved to the higher up areas. So it doesn't look like when the cyclone strikes, there's going to be much of a problem to life and property.
It's good to know, Pankaj, that all preparations have been made by the administration because they had only about a couple of days to ensure that they're fully prepared for this cyclone. Let's take this across also to our other reporters, Mustafa and Saurabh, who are getting us the latest updates from Mumbai. Mustafa, you know, in the case of a cyclone, the biggest worry is not just about inundation and flooding like it happens usually during the monsoons in Mumbai, but also the wind speeds. And in the slums, that will be a serious worry. On one hand, in the slums is where coronavirus is spreading so very fast. And on the other, they're also going to be considering perhaps evacuation of people who live in houses that are not concrete homes.
Well, not only slums, Akshita, the concern for city of Mumbai is also the old buildings because before monsoon every year the Mahada, which is the building authority of Mumbai, comes up with a list of buildings which are endangered, and due to the pandemic COVID-19 they were not able to draw out lists of buildings where auditing has to be done. So in a city like Mumbai there is new, there is old infrastructure, there are a lot of things when that's the reason why if a cyclone hits a city, and we can't even count on what can be the collateral damage and what can the things that can be affected due to it. So that is why we have kept our fingers crossed and just hoping that things will go out normally for Mumbai. But the concern remains, Akshita, because what we are showing you right now is the seashore of Gateway of India, and just few kilometers away from here, it's the Mandwa port. From there is the Alibag area, the Raigad district is very, very close by. So the threat for Mumbai remains. If the threat for Alibag is there, if the eye of storm is at Alibag, then the circumvent of this cyclone will be seen. The wind speed will be seen in Mumbai. So we have to just wait, watch and observe how the things go. But yes, there are a lot of things you have to look after in a city like Mumbai. There can be innumerable things which must have been left out for last 2 months because of the COVID scenario and the lockdown, that things would have not been repaired. There are cranes which are there at the construction sites. There are huge construction activity take place in the city of Mumbai. So there are a lot of things for collateral damage to happen if the wind speed really come out at the speed what they are expected to be of. We are hoping that eventually no such thing happens and we can safely come out of this cyclone. Back to you.
So the latest notification and communication that's come from the government is that the cyclone has intensified further. Also, the information that we have at hand is that the eye diameter has decreased to about 65 kilometers in the last 1 hour. Wind speed has also increased from 85 to 95 kilometers per hour to 90 to 100 kilometers per hour, and could go up to 110 kilometers per hour. This is the latest communication that's coming from the government, essentially saying that the cyclone has now developed into a severe cyclone. Let's also go across to Saurabh. Saurabh, at this point, it's clear, going by what you've told us and going by what Mustafa has also told us, that as far as the authorities in Mumbai are concerned, they're leaving nothing to chance. They're preparing for the worst on the ground.
Well, absolutely, Akshita. They have to prepare for the worst because looking at the population of Mumbai, the highly populated area, and it's on the proper coastal line. So when the cyclone Nisarg passes through Mumbai, it will be a very difficult time. You can see right now also the wind speed is slowly and steadily increasing over here. It's a bit like a rough monsoon season, but you can also imagine that how it is going to build up in some point of time after a few hours. Now, therefore, the officials are not taking any chances, and as you can note, because of COVID-19, the COPS, the DMC officials are already exhausted, and therefore most of the NDRF teams and other of the police deployment from the State Reserve Post are put on standby. They are placed at several places. Now, here you can see that's the Worli Kolivada area, which was the worst affected area of Mumbai earlier due to the COVID-19. It's at the front line of this particular cyclone, next to the Bandravali ceiling, the iconic Bandravali ceiling. So, the cyclone, when it's going to come over here, it's going to directly hit those particular belt area. Those are the high-rise buildings. Then there is the Worli Kolivada, this is the fisherman colony over there. So, it's going to be a very difficult task. But time and again, several warnings are being given by the officials that they have to stay indoors. They do not have to venture out. In the normal days, Akshita, where the visuals which we are running right now, hundreds of boats were kept lying by the fishermen over here, because this is their parking space over here. But now you can see not a single boat present over here. Just a moment earlier when we came over here, there were some fishermen who were tying up these boats. You can see over here with the bamboos and huge ropes. There are 3 to 4 boats over here. They have tied it up properly because they were telling us that once the cyclone sets in, then when the sea will be very much rough, the water will be passing above this particular level. So they are preparing for the worst, rightly mentioned by you, Akshita. So let's have fingers crossed, and hopefully we also overcome this whole situation as well.
Okay, our prayers and thoughts with the people of Maharashtra. Thanks, Saurabh. Thanks, Mustafa and Pankaj, for getting us all the latest, and do stay safe. The cyclone is expected to hit this afternoon. On the other side of a short break.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.